So a very good morning dear children, welcome to my channel Maths with Mahanti Sir. Children, in the last class we were discussing about different congruent conditions of two triangles, namely your side congruent condition, then your side angle side SAS congruence condition, then ASA angle side angle congruence condition, then your RHS congruence condition. These are the four criteria or conditions by which we can also decide two triangles to be congruent apart from the sufficient condition. What is the sufficient condition? The sufficient condition is if two triangles are said to be congruent, means they have same size. No doubt they should have same shape, but in order that two triangles will be having same size, their what corresponding sides and corresponding angles must be equal. So what is the concept of corresponding side? How will you identify which sides, which pairs of sides are corresponding sides, which pairs of angles are corresponding angle, what are matching parts, how to superpose one triangle on another, okay, so that one triangle will cover another triangle exactly. Okay, these are the things which I have discussed in detail in my previous classes, and I am sure you must have understood. If you would have gone through those lessons, you thoroughly and sincerely must have understood whatever I have discussed. Okay, now other than those four congruence condition, there is still another condition left which I have already told you, that is angle side congruence condition. But as it is not there in the course, it will be discussed in class 9, children. Okay. Now children, the last part of this chapter. Now I would like to ask one question to all of you. Can you tell me what will happen? Suppose you are given two triangles and they are congruent by some of the conditions or criteria. Say, suppose you are given two triangles and they are congruent by what? SAS condition or SSS condition or RHS condition or ASA congruence condition. Now the point is, what will happen? What will happen to those two triangles if they are congruent by any one of the criteria? Okay. So this is completely new thing. I have not discussed and you also do not know. So what happens? Let us discuss. See, suppose you are given two triangles, say A, B, C, and another triangle, say D, E, F. Okay. Suppose you are given two triangles A, B, C and D, F. Now suppose you are given the AB equal to D. This is one pair of corresponding side. Suppose they are equal given. Similarly, suppose you are given BC equal to EF. Look at. This is another pair of corresponding sides of the two triangles. Suppose they are given equal. So AB equal to D, BC equal to EF. Suppose this angle is 60 degree and this angle is also 60 degree. Now look at. As I have already told you in the class, now I would like to know, this is which congruence condition? Which congruence condition is satisfied in this particular question? If AB equal to DE, BC equal to EF and angle B and angle E are equal, say 60 degrees. See. So clearly look at, angle B is the included angle between AB and BC and angle E is the included angle between DE and EF. So the two included angles are equal and two pairs of corresponding sides of the two triangles are equal. Then it is satisfying which congruence condition? Definitely SAS, side angle side. That means, you see, if AB equal to, what I want to say, if AB equal to DE, angle B equal to angle E and angle BC and BC equal to suppose EF, you see, if this is the case, if these are the three matching parts, okay, matching parts means corresponding sides and corresponding angles. If you are given this, all these matching parts equal, then it satisfies which congruence condition? SAS. Therefore, you see, by side angle side condition, what we will come to conclude? We will come to conclude that by such condition, this triangle and this triangle will be congruent. Triangle ABC will be congruent to triangle DEF because these three matching parts satisfy the side angle side congruence condition or criterion. Okay. Now the point is, now what is the point? Now suppose these two triangles, they became what? Congruent by side angle side condition or any other condition, say SSS, RHS or ASA, whatever the condition may be. Okay. Now the point is, when this triangle and this triangle are congruent by any condition, say SAS condition, what will happen to the other pairs of corresponding sides and corresponding angles which are left in the two triangles? That means, see, AB and DE are congruent, equal, BC and EF equal, given, angle B, angle E equal, given 60 degree. So we came to conclude that this triangle and this triangle are congruent, okay, by SAS condition. Now after the two triangles became congruent, see, there are other pairs of corresponding sides and corresponding angles also left in these two triangles. So which are they? See, clearly AC and DF, look at AC, as ABC is congruent to DF, so AC and DF, they form another pair of corresponding sides, okay. That means it is left, this pair of corresponding sides, that is AC and DF are left, okay. Similarly, look at angle A and angle D. They also form one pair of corresponding angle because the two triangles have already been proved congruent. Similarly, angle C and angle F, these two angles, they also form another pair of corresponding angle, okay. That means what I want to say, after this triangle and this triangle became congruent by SAS condition or any other condition, this angle are left and they form one pair of corresponding angle. Angle C and angle F are left, they also form another pair of corresponding angle. Then AC and DF are left, okay, and they form one pair of corresponding sides. So what will happen if this triangle and this triangle are congruent by SAS condition or any other condition? These parts, these corresponding parts, I mean corresponding sides and angles which are left, they will also automatically become equal. That means if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF by SAS condition or any other condition, so whatever corresponding sides and corresponding angles are left in the two triangles, they must be equal or they will be equal. So what will be our conclusion? After this step, if ABC is congruent to DF, then we will come to conclude that AC equal to DF, angle A equal to C, AC will be equal to DF automatically, angle A will be equal to angle D automatically, and angle C will be equal to automatically. Why automatically? Because CPCT, you see, what is the region? The region is CPCT. So what is CPCT? That I want to discuss. CPCT stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles, CPCT. So see children, what is the meaning of CPCT? I have already explained. Let me explain once again. When two triangles become congruent by any condition, maybe SAS condition, maybe SSS condition, maybe ASA condition, or maybe RHS condition. After two triangles become congruent by any condition, whatever corresponding sides and corresponding angles of the two triangles are left, they will automatically become equal. So that is what known as CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Okay. So as triangle ABC and triangle DF in this particular case, as triangle ABC and triangle DF are congruent by SAS condition, after they became congruent, this side and this side are left and they are one pair, they form one pair of corresponding side, so they will be automatically equal. Similarly, angle A and D are left and they form another pair of corresponding angle, one pair of corresponding angle, so angle A will be automatically equal to angle D by CPCT. The region, you see, this is the region, CPCT. Similarly, angle C and angle F, they form another pair of corresponding angles which are left after the two triangles became congruent. So angle C will also be equal to angle F by CPCT. Children, I hope you understood the meaning of CPCT. CPCT stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles. What is the meaning? The meaning is after two triangles are congruent. That means in order that CPCT will come, first we have to prove that two triangles are congruent. I will discuss one problem also on this particular concept, CPCT. Children, I hope you understood what is the meaning of CPCT. Let us discuss one problem so that we will understand it better. Okay. Now let me discuss one question. Children, suppose a question is there like this. Suppose you are given, you know what is isosceles triangle, no doubt. See, suppose you are given an isosceles triangle, say A, B, C, Let us apply, because without application it is meaningless to understand the thing. If we are not able to apply our understanding, then it is meaningless. So we have to apply what we understood from the chapter congruent triangles. Let us do one problem where we will find the application of congruency and the concept of CPCT also. See, suppose you are given a triangle ABC. Isosceles triangle, you know what is an isosceles triangle? Two sides equal. Suppose this side and this side are equal given. Okay, that means you are given, what is given? Triangle ABC is isosceles with, suppose AB equal to AC. You are given AB equal to AC. Now how to prove? You see, how will you prove? Let us prove. What is the question? In triangle ABC, isosceles triangle ABC, prove that angles opposite to equal sides are equal. What does it mean? You see, suppose here AB equal to AC, which is the opposite angle? See, which is the opposite angle of AB? Clearly angle C. And which is the opposite angle of AC? This is angle B. Now the question is, if AB equal to AC, how will you prove that angle C equal to angle B? Opposite angles. Angles opposite to the equal sides of an isosceles triangle are equal. See the question. Prove that angles opposite to equal sides of an isosceles triangle are equal. What does it mean? It means if ABC is isosceles triangle with AB equal to AC, then angle C is the opposite angle of AB and angle B is the opposite angle of side AC. So if AB equal to AC, prove that angle C equal to angle B. How to prove? Let us see. So what we will prove? We have to prove that angle C equal to angle B. Now the point is, how can we prove it? We can prove it in different ways. Okay, there are different ways. Let me tell you the simple way. Okay, suppose you draw a perpendicular. We have to do some construction. Without which we cannot prove this. Okay, this particular truth that in isosceles triangle angles opposite to equal sides are equal cannot be proved without doing some construction. So suppose you draw, what is the construction? Draw AD. You can draw. See, in order to prove any geometrical truths, sometimes it is necessary to take the help of construction. Without construction we may not be able to prove. Okay, so you will come to know it later in class 9 when geometry will be discussed in detail. Just it is the beginning, children. It is the beginning how to prove geometrical truths. Okay, it is the beginning in class 7. See, now what is the construction? So construction is, suppose draw AD perpendicular to BC. That means here we drew a perpendicular AD to BC in order to prove that angle C and angle B are equal in the isosceles triangle where AB and AC are given equal. See, this is given equal. AB equal to AC. So this is the construction. Okay. Now let me discuss the proof. The last step. See, to prove any geometrical truths, you see, to prove any geometrical truths or any truth in geometry, there are 4 steps followed. One is given, the other is to prove, third is construction, and the last one is proof. Okay. So construction, in some of the questions construction may be required, may not be required. Not necessary that there will be construction in order to prove every geometrical truth. No, not at all. In some questions even without construction we can prove. Okay, that will be discussed in detail in higher classes. Just you see. Now how to prove? See, now in order to prove, what is our aim? Our aim is to prove angle C equal to angle B. We are given this equal to this, AB equal to AC. See children, if we can prove, in order to show that angle C equal to angle B, if we can prove this triangle ABD and ACD, see, look at, by drawing the perpendicular AD to BC, triangle ABC has been divided into 2 right triangles. This is also 90 degrees. See, now if we can show these 2 right triangles as congruent, if we can prove that triangle ABD and triangle ACD are congruent by any means or any method, then automatically angle C will be equal to angle B by CPCT, because just I told you, if 2 triangles are congruent by any condition, then their corresponding parts, the corresponding parts left, they become automatically equal by CPCT. So in order to prove angle C equal to angle B, we just need to show that this triangle and this triangle are congruent by some condition or criteria. Okay, let us prove it. See, now let us test the congruence of triangle ABD and ACD. Suppose in triangle ABD and triangle ACD. Look at. So in order to prove two triangles to be congruent, we require how many matching parts? I have told you 3 matching parts minimum, without which we cannot prove two triangles congruent. So let us find out what are the 3 matching parts in order to prove these two triangles congruent along with region, giving region. Okay, region is a must. Without region it is meaningless, it is wrong. See. So we want to prove that this triangle and this triangle are congruent, then only angle C will be equal to angle B, otherwise it is not possible. Now let us find out the 3 matching parts present in the two triangles giving region. See, as we are considering triangle ABD and ACD, we are given, see, AB is one part of this triangle, AC is another part, one part of this triangle, and clearly we are given AB equal to AC. So write down AB equal to AC, it is given. See. Now look at this angle and this angle. This angle ADB is present in this triangle and angle ADC is present in this triangle, and see, both of them, each one of them is how much? 90 degrees. That means they are equal. So we can say angle ADB equal to angle ADC. Both are 90 degree by construction. Okay. We got 2 matching parts. What is the third matching part? Third matching part, you see. Third matching part is AD. Now this side AD is present in this triangle as well as in this triangle. That means AD is the common side. So we can say AD equal to AD, it is common. Common means it is present in both the triangles. Okay. See. Now we got the 3 matching parts. One is AB equal to AC, AB equal to AC, angle B equal to angle D, angle ADB equal to angle ADC. Both are 90 degree by construction, and AD is equal to AD because AD is present in both the triangles. So we got all the 3 matching parts that are needed or required in order to claim two triangles to be congruent. Now children, tell me, these 3 matching parts satisfy which congruence condition? Right angle C, right angle equal. This is the hypotenuse, AB is the hypotenuse of this triangle, AC is the hypotenuse of this triangle, and they are equal. Then AD is the common side. So which condition, congruence condition, does it satisfy? It satisfies RHS congruence condition. Therefore, what will be the conclusion? Therefore, by RHS condition, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACDC. So now we proved that congruency of the two triangles. Okay, we proved that the two triangles are congruent by which condition? By RHS condition. Okay. Now if the two triangles are congruent by RHS condition, just I told you few minutes ago while discussing the concept of CPCT, what I said if two triangles are congruent by any congruence condition, whatever corresponding parts are left, means corresponding sides and corresponding angles are left in the two triangles, they must be equal. Now the point is, if these two triangles are congruent, let us find out what corresponding parts, I mean matching parts, are left in the two triangles. See, look at angle B and angle C. Look at angle B means angle ABD. See, angle ABD in this triangle and angle ACD in this triangle. So they form what? They form a pair of corresponding angle and it is left. Okay. So as this and this angle ABD and angle ACD, okay, form a pair of corresponding angle. So they will be equal by CPCT because this triangle and this triangle already we have proved congruent. See here. Here we have proved triangle ABD and triangle ACD congruent. So as they are congruent by RHS condition, now this angle and this angle, that is ABD and ACD, must be equal because they form a pair of corresponding angles in both the triangles. So what will be my conclusion? Therefore, my conclusion will be angle ABD equal to angle ACD. What is the region? Why they will be equal? The region is CPCT. See, the region is CPCT because this, see, once again I am saying, if two triangles are congruent, then only CPCT comes, otherwise CPCT does not come. As we proved here, these two triangles congruent by RHS condition, therefore this angle and this angle will be equal CPCT because these two angles, they are left and they form a pair of what angles? Corresponding angles. Also you can say, sir, BD and CD, will they not be equal? Yes, BD and CD will also be equal. See, BD will be equal to CD also, but it is not asked in the question, so there is no need to prove that BD equal to CD. We are simply asked to prove this angle equal to this angle, which we proved. You see, We proved that angle ABD equal to angle ACD by CP CT. And look at angle ABD is same as angle ABC. In place of angle ABD, we can write angle ABC because ABD and ABC represent the same angle. Similarly, angle ACD is same as angle ACB. So instead of angle ACD, we can write angle ACB. See, this is the proof, complete proof, you see. So thus we proved that if two sides of an isosceles triangle are equal, that means in an isosceles triangle, any isosceles triangle, angle opposite to equal sides are equal. See children, how interesting is the concept of congruency in proving geometrical truths. Okay, we will discuss more questions when we will. With this we came to the end of the chapter. So when exercises will be discussed, there I will discuss every question individually, where you will understand it better. Okay children, I hope you understood what is congruency, congruent triangles, etc. I discussed everything in detail, and I am sure my children, they must have understood. If at all it is true children, then I would like to say that you please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, so we will discuss some other chapter in the next class. With this congruent triangles I completed, we will discuss another chapter in the next class, that is symmetry particularly. Okay, thank you.